Right, folks, let's get right to it. No messing about, no fancy intros or out like that. So, here I've got me PC on one of my old antique tables. I've just been temporarily using this for now. So, it's time to make a permanent sort of home for my computer. Not that I'm any good with a computer. I ain't got a clue. I tend to work everything off my phone. So, here's my size I'm working to, the inches at the bottom. I've tried to be a bit smart there, so they're approximate. And if anybody wants these sizes of this specific item, just let me know and I will fire them over to you. So the main issue with this is it's in my head, the design's in my head. I've got an idea of what I want, and the legs, the type of legs I want, and I just can see it in my head, but I just know it's not as easy as I think it's going to be, and that proves the point during this project. So all the projects, what I'm using is a mixture of 6x1 and 8x1. I could have just used 8x1 and cut everything down to size, but I've got sort of two different sizes of wood, I thought, just for speed and quickness and efficiency. And for waste and stuff like that, I'll use a combination of the both. So make sure you plug your machines in before you start, and don't make yourself look stupid like I've just done. And when you're using the miter saw, my Makita here, the sawdust eater, just make sure your hands are well away from that. So I'm just marking out here for the legs, and I'm just using my speed square. Now, I haven't got a tapering jig. I am going to make a tapering jig. I've been watching some videos and stuff like that, and I'm going to make my own. But here, I'm thinking, I didn't know whether it could be done or not. I haven't got a clue. So I thought I'd just make a sort of bit of a template type thing so I can cut to the desired size that I want, and it just doesn't work. I might as well I just hung on, made myself a taper jig. I'm just waiting for some hardware, some like old down clamps to come, and I've done that and made the jig, and I will put a video on of the jig when I make it. I've never made one before, so we'll see how it turns out. It might work, it might not, but if you don't try, you don't know, do you? And that's like everything. Keep at it, keep going. Don't stop. So I'm just measuring out here. Now, the dimensions, I'm just going to infuriate a few people here, but just so, because this is the dimensions I went to, was centimetres in metric. So across the top, the item was 70 centimetres across. It was 45 centimetres deep, and it was 76 centimetres high. On that little book at the beginning, I tried to convert that to inches for everybody. And it's not that I've got anything against inches. I haven't got anything against inches at all. I tend to work in both myself sometimes. So I'm just going in here with a cut, making sure everything's nice and safe. Now I'm just going to rip some pieces of wood down for the frame and for the legs. So again, I always have like an imaginary sort of bubble round that table saw, just to keep things nice and safe and my fingers away from everything. And there you go, there's my little outfeed tape. I'm really proud of that. It's worked really well. Few scraps of old bits of wood, and it just works right for me. It's not perfect, it doesn't have to be, until I get under this where I'm working sorted out and make a dedicated table. That'll do fine, it works fine. And the best thing of it is I can take it to bits and use the wood for another project, which I will do. And me push sticks that I made, I'm really pleased with me push sticks. Just shows you what you can do. Simple things like that make a massive difference to your workshop and make you feel good that you've done them yourself, rather than gone out. It probably won't cost much to actually buy, but when you do them yourself, you get a little sense of pride in what you're doing. but just take it easy through. I'm still a bit wary of the saws, and that's not a bad thing really, because it keeps my brain sort of motivated when I'm using these things. I don't know if that was the right word, motivated. So here's where I thought I was being clever and just, making a sort of like a bit of a template type thing to run my jigsaw. And either my jigsaw's underpowered, which I doubt, or I'm just doing this totally wrong. I've layered two boards, one on top of each other, which is probably wrong. So if you're out there and you know this is wrong, just confirm it for me. And what I end up doing with these legs, I'm not happy with the design anyway. But I just thought I'd show you this clip just to show you how not to do it. Because I'm stupid sometimes. And all this is because, again, one of me bad traits is I think I can get away with doing things a bit easier when really I should just stand back, take my time and do things correctly. Now these Starrett old saws, they're on a different level. They are really good. Now forgive this clip again, because what happens here is when I start cutting, the battery's dying on me drill. So I'm just not getting now happening. And like with these drills, you don't tend to know when they're going. You can sort of feel it, but it's not. And then it's all of a sudden the battery goes. And there's just no power there at all. So I just end up changing the battery. But yeah, these Starrett old saws, they sell them in like a pack. You get about 5 or 6 of them with the arbors and stuff like that. Take a look at them. They're really good. And if I can remember, I'll stick a link in the description for them. And I'm not sponsored. So fresh battery. Now that's a lot easier now. A lot easier. So let me know what projects you're on to, where you're all from, what you've recently made. And here he is, Stanley made an appearance, look at him. I think he's looking for Shelley. He's just got that look about him, hasn't he? And these were going to be the legs, and I weren't happy with them. So what I did was I ended up routing over them, but I went back to the drawing board and made some more to a sort of slightly different design, because I'm just not happy at all with these. Excuse me. If you can afford to get one, get yourself one of these little trim router, palm routers. This is a 1/4-inch shank one. They just finish little jobs off, rounding the corners over. It makes a massive difference. I think you can pick them up second hand on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, that kind of stuff. Just make sure they're all working. Or if you know anybody that's selling one. I'm a bit dubious of buying stuff off Facebook Marketplace at the minute. There's been in the UK here, there's been a lot of like tool thefts and stuff like that, and I don't know how regulated Facebook Marketplace is, but it doesn't seem to be very regulated, and it'd destroy me if I knew I was buying stolen tools and things like that. So if you can try and just get one off, like any the people that are actually selling the tools. That goes for all tools. There's loads of it going about. I don't know why, but it's a big thing here in the UK at the moment. So here I'm going in with the pocket holes. I'm getting better with my pocket holes. Now, whether I was constructing this right and pocket holes was the right way to go with the construction of this, should I say, I don't know, but I've been learning pocket holes, and it's not that much big of a problem. It's a project for my computer, for me, for home, and when I picture this up, stage it and picture it up, I will be selling them. And like I say, you can make these to your size. So the sizes I've quoted earlier it doesn't have to be at them sizes. You can make them a bit longer, a bit wider, a bit, shorter. The world's your oyster with it, really. Put different stains on, tweak the design. So all I'm doing is giving you an idea of because what I'm making, you can go ahead and make your own to your spec and to how you want to sell them. But there's something about the pocket holes. I really love doing the pocket holes. Now, here I am just gluing, and I am going to pocket hole. This is for the top section of, it's a desk, basically. That's what it is, what I'm making. It's a desk. It's for the top section of the desk, but with a bit of a quirky design, and I'm pocket holing it together. Now, I haven't got a biscuit jointer to do this, which probably would have been better, but the alignment comes out really well on this anyway, so that weren't an issue. And I haven't got a Festool domino, and to be perfectly honest with you, I know the Festool stuff's brilliant, and I can't fault anybody for getting it. If you can afford it, buy it by all means. I believe they're brilliant machines and have got a very good reputation, but the price point, I think they're having your pants down, really, aren't they, with the prices? So that's a bit of a bugbear to me, and I feel like, me showing these videos, if I pulled out a Festool domino, I'd be doing a disservice to you all, because I know a lot of people out there can't afford them type of tools. And I haven't got nothing against the tools or the people that use the tools. A lot of people use them for the work and use them for different formats of doing YouTube videos, and I totally get it. But for me, it's a no-no. Even if I could afford to have one, I probably wouldn't. So my arthritis is absolutely causing major problems for me today as I'm doing this video, in my hands and stuff like that. So I would have drilled these to show you, do it with a drill and that way. But I had to get out my pillar drill, because just to make life a lot easier, I had to pull this out. I know a lot of you haven't got a pillar drill and just got a drill and stuff like that, but you can do this with your drill and a force and a bit, or an hole cutter. But like I say, my arthritis was just that painful today. I just had to get it done this way, and I weren't going to give up on the project. I should have done, but I'm refusing to sort of let it beat me. So that's that. So I'm just tidying this up. So what I found when I put all this top together, a lot of it was sort of out of alignment, and that was due to a couple of the boards were bowed, and one of them was cupped when I was putting it together, and I should have made sure that was right. But I get round it in the end anyway. It's not an issue. So I'm going round tidying it up here now at router, just to go over them corners, tidy things up, make it look a bit neater and tidier. So one thing I will do, my next bits of tools I will be getting will be a couple of cordless tools. I'm saving up now for a couple of cordless tools because of the wires everywhere in this small space. I'm finding it quite difficult tripping over stuff. I'm constantly looking where my feet are, and once or twice I have tripped over. Luckily not while tools have been on. I'm not that stupid, but there's always a first for everything, and I just want to be safe. So I'm looking at getting maybe a cordless router. I don't know. And then any of these tools I've got, I will sell on, or I will donate them to like a local men's shed or something like that, or somebody that's just starting out and hasn't got a lot of money. And that's the way I like doing things. So it's time. I got a new flush cut saw. I've totally battered and abused this one, as you can see, but they are brilliant bits of kit. For less than sort of 20 quid on Amazon, should I say, you can get one of these. I'm just going over everything here now with a 150 grit, just to smooth it out, taking my time. The new technique I've got with the Cubitron paper, which I must say, and I'm going to hold my hands up, is fantastic. So again, I'm going over every little bit before sort of Shelley stains it, and it makes her life a little bit easier as well, but the finish it ends up is really nice, in my opinion. So this is a spirit-based stain by Morel's going on. You can use any stain, you can paint this as well. I did think about getting Shelley to paint it, but in the end she said, no, I want it stained, it's got to go with the rest of the bits and pieces I've made for the house, which who am I to argue with her? She's the boss, isn't she? So I'm just plugging these bits together now. That bit at the front there is just to hold it sort of up. There's a bit at the back I'm screwing into. Make sure you use glue as well with legs. So yeah, I've just set up on YouTube a membership thing, 2 tiers of like membership. It's like a membership thing. So basically there'll be behind the scenes pictures, some shorts, some little bits of behind the scenes videos I'm going to do for everybody. All my main sort of videos twice a week, Wednesday and Sunday, will stay the same. There'll be a project, and that's for everybody. This is going to be starting this week, the membership thing, so have a look at that. Support the channel if you can, because everything I make through that will go back into buying wood and bits and pieces to produce these videos, which helps me out a lot. I really enjoy doing the videos, and I enjoy doing them all for you, and I know a lot of people love the videos out there, and I've kept the cost right down for you all. But I'm just working on what content to use in there. I've already set it up if you want to go and join it, but I'll be loading content onto there. It'll be like behind the scenes pictures. It's 2 tiers. You'll see it if you go along and just have a look at it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. The 2 days a week content on me Wednesday and Sunday are all going to be here for you, so not to worry there. So now I'm sort of, how the design was in my head is slightly different, and the overall thing turns out better than I actually seen in my head. And one thing I was surprised with this was how strong it was. It was solid, absolutely solid. So make sure everything's lined up nicely there. And I do go over them. That's the inside sort of braces there, and I do go over them and plug them just to hide them nasty holes. And I was going to put a cross piece there, but just because of the strength of the table, I decided against it. Now, at a later date, I can do. And if you want to, you can do for looks and to rest your feet and all that kind of stuff. But I decided against it. Why I decided against it, no rhyme or reason really. I just think that the structure felt really solid. And here's Shelley now, she's going over it, just tidying it all up, because I'll give it a quick sand just to get rid of a few marks and a few sort of bits that didn't look quite right on it. So now she's just going over, finishing it. Just take your time with this. I'm glad I've got Shelley to do this, because she's got like the patience as a saint for this. One thing I haven't got the patience for is staining and finishing, whereas she likes doing it. So a decorator's varnish here, lacquer by Polyvine. Good stuff, really hard wearing. This gets 2 coats and it just pops that grain, if you can see that. Looks really nice. And them holes there, you'll see what I use them for. The ones in the middle running down the centre are just purely for looks. But yeah, look, it's a nice little desk. I like it. It might be a bit Marmite, I don't know. Marmite is like take it or leave it. But the holes there are for like pens, pencils, just a little bit of onboard storage, a bit of the design to go with the legs. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments of the desk. And don't forget, you can make this. Beginners can do this. Get motivated, get out, get in your workshop. Don't matter what's wrong with you. Do something. Get up, get out, get making. Make some money. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you Sunday.